Trying to walk
Here
away.
comes
Here's Furion. Flash and first blood, and Nori gets it.
Flash available for the 10.
He's going to be caught. There goes the cask, and Hanser gets the kill with an auto attack. Zig trying to stall. There's the cask, and Sven Skaren with the Malefic Visions comboed. SoloMid. Clean up Phoenix 1. Welcome back, everyone. We just saw TSM take a very fresh victory in game number 1, showing that they're taking every team seriously, and they are looking to close out this split undefeated.
And they're very well on their way so far this series. They had a good draft. I think that they're really respecting their opponents. You can see that they had done their research. Shen Hecarim was a big combo, 4P1, take that away right from the bat. And their play was exceptionally clean. They pretty much did everything right, and you got to give them respect for putting in the work and making sure they're taking even these lower tier teams very seriously.
Yeah, we did see Phoenix 1 make some good plays very early on. They secured that first blood with Pyrian, but from then on out, it was a little difficult.
Yeah, it definitely was tough, and I think the best chance for them to win is to get aggressive. Yeah. You have to look for early game fights. You have to kind of scrap it out and try to just get these kills here and there and snowball a game, because they've shown they cannot compete in the macro game. Draft hard engage, try to fight early and often, and see where it gets you.
Yeah, well, the mid lane might be a place that we see those fights, and it's always a point of interest whenever Bjergsen's on the Rift. So we asked him for his thoughts on his matchup against Pyrian.
Every time I played with him on stage, I'm always playing kind of a new matchup. So I've learned a lot about those matchups from playing against Pyrian, and he had a lot of interesting kind of, the way he played lane was really interesting. The last time I played him, we played Zillion versus Karma, and I think we both farmed up like 2,500 gold before basing. We were just sitting on a Doran's ring, which is something that almost never really happens, but just the way our playstyles interacted in the lane became not necessarily passive, but we were always faking out our bases, and we just ended up staying a long time. So last time I played Pyrian was interesting for sure.
Yeah, and it seems like we saw some adaptations on that this time, as Bjergsen kind of relied on that a little bit to get some early roams that Pyrian wasn't quite able to match.
Yeah, I mean, they both got the first early roam, but then past that, Bjergsen was on fire, right? Yeah. He's everywhere. And TSM is obviously a team effort, working as, getting that vision, moving around the map so well, and Bjergsen always a big part there.
Yeah, he certainly is. He's been absolutely huge for the team, and, Phoenix 1, they do still have a lot of opportunity to play spoiler here. It's a brand new game. That game was rather quick, but this is the opportunity for them to show, hey, we can refresh, we can reset, look into the next game. All right, they know our strategy. This is the time to break out the secret weapon. They got something new. SoloMid.
There you go. Maybe we'll see it.
She's strong right now.
Yeah, she is really strong, and her damage is kind of lower, but she has insane late game scaling, and getting those levels can be pretty powerful. So I actually have seen a little bit of that in solo queue and stuff. People playing that, but I'd love to see P1 just try to draft really good lanes, basically. Try to draft dominant lanes, Lucian, Karma, draft lane bullies across the board, draft early game gankers, maybe get an Elise, whatever. Just try to do some dives, try to do something, because you will not be able to match TSM going into these long, extended macro games. And they need to fight early, and they need to get advantages. That first move that they had up on the top side, they cut off TSM, they get a kill. But then after that, they really kind of just felt like they were content to just sit back and just give and give and give.
You cannot do that against TSM, especially when they're looking as sharp as they were in that game number 1. I mean, we're really hoping to see something new out of them. They've shown that they can try the Olaf as well. Sivir was first pick away, and now Phoenix 1 on that blue side might try to contest it themselves. Go for the Zerg strategy that's worked out for them in the past.
Certainly could. Don't think the TSM will change up their bans. My guess is that they're probably going to try to cake away, what has worked for them in game number 1. But will TSM show us something new? Maybe it's time to experiment, but who knows?
So we've heard from a lot of teams that with the best of 3 format, we are seeing a little bit more experimentation because people are willing to try new things a little bit more.
Yeah, you certainly have the ability to do that, but we are now getting on into Champ Select, so we'll see if there's going to be any adaptations.
Exactly. Or adaptions?
Either or. Why not both?
It's not actually a word. I'm sorry. Rek'Sai banned away from Sven Skaren. Looks like TSM sticking to the same thing. Curious to see whether or not they will also ban out that Hecarim. Big smile out of Pyrian. You can see he's actually having a pretty good time, despite the pressure that's being put out against him. Gnar banned away from Hanser. There's the Hecarim as well. And Vladimir will be taken off the board. So Sivir's still up.
Yeah.
Phoenix One could try to take that away from Double Lift. Mash has been playing it quite a bit.
We'll see if TSM is going to leave that available. Gangplank is the ban, so same bans across the board here for TSM. And, you know, Nar was kind of the big change there for P1. Obviously did not like how that matchup went, even though they got that Aurelia into it, which a lot of people are generally pretty happy about. Will be Sivir first pick here once more.
Yep, Sivir first pick for Mash, taken away from Double Lift. Phoenix One. We said the Zerg might work. Good old-fashioned 6-pool.
Karma still available too, and StarCraft reference, I like it.
Oh yeah.
Going back to my heyday.
Phoenix One they're macroing.
Yeah,
They're building for the late game.
Yep.
Which is week 9, next week.
I think they might want to ask for a no rush 20.
Yeah.
See if they can farm off a little bit. TSM went a little bit too hard that game.
Yeah.
But either way, Karma's still available. May see TSM want to take that away. Looks like they will elect to go. Okay, they're going to swap it over. I think that's smart. Giving over Karma and Sivir is just so much speed up, so much kind of engaged potential from that bot lane. Very powerful duo also here, but if there is flexibility for TSM, they can mix it up. It's going to be Gragas and the Karma. Gragas is something that has been kind of rising in priority. Not that it wasn't popular already, but we're seeing in some regions it's even being banned and picked over the Rek'Sai, which most people consider the S tier, especially in North America. This does mean Malzahar is available. The Bjergsen special from last game. There's definitely Nidalee, also very powerful jungler if they want to try to go for something like that. Elise on the table here too.
I mean, Phoenix One could even just try to commit completely to the late game strategy and go for something like a Cassiopeia and just try to wait it out, but looks like they are going a little bit more aggressive this time. Braum picked up once again for Gate. Empyrean will steal away that mouse.
Yeah, so going to take the mouse away from Bjergsen. I don't love the Braum pick simply because it means they're not going to be able to match up as well in these 2v2s already. When you have Karma on the other side of things, they've already shown that they're struggling in these sorts of games. Would have loved to see them draft something a little bit more aggressive, but it is going to be the Trundle and the Taliyah locked in. And Bjergsen has been incredible on this champion, roaming early and often, making a lot of plays. And when you get these premier players on this champion, it looks fantastic. And here is that change, and Nori going to be locking in the Rengar. So,
Knife Cat in the mid lane. In the jungle, that's the one.
I was like, wow, that would certainly be something they're experimenting now. Go that AP Rengar.
I know where Rengar goes.
Go that W Max, get in there.
Yeah. Alrighty, so this is for either top lane or support.
Well, yeah, it's possible.
Karma, no, this is for top lane.
It's going to be 80 carry.
80 carry. Oh, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
I don't Rengar mid lane.
Yeah.
Urgot top. I don't know what's going on right
you
now.
Just put the Taliyah as the 80 carry.
Yeah.
Put the Urgot in the jungle, no problem. But Double Lift going to be making his selection. We'll see what they want to do. Lucian is up. He loves the champion. Lucian Karma is strong. Would not surprise me. There it is.
Hey. It's almost like you knew.
It's almost like I knew.
But that is our team comps locked and loaded for this next game. Phoenix One going a lot more aggro.
Yeah, this is smart, right? You look for picks. You pop the Sivir ulti. You have that Rengar, zooming on in there, and you can look for hard engages with the Rengar, overlap that, empower Bola with your Rumble ultimate. You really try to get in there early, aggressive, see if they can create picks that way. And if they're going to end up in standard lanes, because it could be tough for this Braum Sivir matching up against Biofrost and Double, two of the best laners in the league on a very lane bully style pair of champions here.
Well, it is do or die time for Phoenix One. They've got the composition to try to make something happen. They cannot afford to be anywhere near as passive as they were in game number 1, whereas TSM, as you said, on the other hand, looking very comfortable with picks that we've seen have been huge for them in the past. But this is Team SoloMid showing the fact we are the best in the league. We're here to prove it.
Yeah, and they would love to close out this series very quickly, take another 25-minute win, go
Yeah.
for that speed run.
Quick and easy.
But we'll see if they're going to be able to do it, though. P1 mixing it up. I like this a lot. You got to be willing to experiment, trying new things when you do lose that way. And they're not going to back down, bringing in the Rumble, bringing in the Rengar. I know I've seen Rengar at least once this split. Dardoch did play it earlier, and he actually won that game if I'm not mistaken. This was quite a while ago, but it can be very successful at times. And as far as straight up 5v5 team fights and stuff like that, you know, Purion on this Malzahar should be more effective than Bjergsen. So Bjergsen is going to have to be able to roam. He's going to have to be able to look for these kind of cutoffs and these plays that they can find. P1 also grouping up as 5 here.
Yeah, they do have that Braum start early on.
Yeah.
So you can see Bjergsen rushing down the mid lane to try to get some early vision to see if he can spot Purion as he tries to loop around. But Purion already grouped with his team defensively on that red side of the map.
They're just really hoping to absorb and invade here from TSM. If TSM tried to come up and face check here, it could have been disaster. But two teams going to be on opposite sides. TSM going to be able to get their deep vision no problem. And P1, if they don't make a move soon, will not have any answers to ward whatsoever. So they do spot him out. They know that they're getting this deep vision, so it's at least something for them.
Yeah, falling back defensively now. That is deep vision for TSM and Phoenix 1. Now giving some aggressive pings into TSM's jungle. Recall being completed by Double Lift and Biofrost. Let's see where they go. Oh, they are now heading down towards that bottom side. So it looks like we will get the 2 versus 2 this time around.
Rumble's also on the bot side of the map, though, so I think they actually are trying to get a deep ward here to dodge this. I'm not sure exactly what they're expecting. They may think, I think they actually are assuming that TSM has already done the lane swap. And they are trying to avoid it, but they're going to end up in this 2v2 situation, and they're going to have their top laner on the bot side with Hanser already starting up there, so he's going to have to blow his TP right off the bat, and that's actually really bad, especially when you pair that with the fact that Svenskeren started top side. So they can actually look for an early cheesy gank here, and with no TP available on Zig, that would be a disaster.
We'll have to keep an eye on Svenskeren and
I want to see him go
to head
for it.
down there. Yeah, he's actually clearing out the red buff right now. He will be looping around towards that side at around level 3. But there is that ward in the jungle. Should expire before he gets over there as Mash takes some harass. Double Lift trying to balance this back out.
Yeah, and you can see Sven actually pinging out the blue buff, so he's going to try to carve out an advantage in another way. He wants to get level 3, then go invade and stop this Rengar from picking up that blue buff, maybe take away a couple camps, because Rengar really does struggle on this first clear. It's a lot harder for him. Sven should be healthier, even saving his smite for this invade.
Yeah, he's heading across right now. Currently, you can see Honori at the Dire Wolf camp. He actually just smited it, so we will be able to see if Svenskeren invades. Playing it very safe with
really
this
smart.
early clear.
And with that, does Sven still actually elect to go for this? We'll find out. Honori has cleared out that wolf camp, and Sven's starting it up. Honori spots this. He's actually trying to sneak around here. Can he actually take this fight, though? This is pretty risky.
Lands one bola.
Team is collapsing.
Empowered. He turns onto Svenskeren looking for the solo
They're gonna
kill.
get him.
Oh, Svenskeren's over the wall, but first blood onto Period.
And Hanser's in trouble as well. Zig with a good trade. Great early start as the early aggression backfiring on Sven. Zig wants more.
Yeah, continues to chase. Period needs a lot of damage. Bjergsen, he's got the auto attacks, but doesn't have a kill.
Very calm play from Purion 2. Not even blowing the flash. Was really low, but tracking Bjergsen's cooldowns, knew that he was going to be able to stay alive there. Does Bjergsen go for anything tricky? Purion's going to like to hang around. This is risky.
Yeah, if he eats
Wants
one
the XP.
more unraveled Earth combo, that is a dead Malzahar. He's trying to wait out that passive. If that shows up, he'll be much, much safer. The wave is caught. He's able to keep himself alive. So an early start to Phoenix 1 nets them first blood, just like in game number 1, and will get them about a 700 gold lead.
We see Double Lift and Biofrost wasting their time, do not realize they're on a ward here, so Mash is going to try to just bait it out, make him think that he does not know, but as the minions walk into the bush,
Yeah, now
the jig is up. Early CDR boots here from Honori. Really wants to be able to try to power farm up to the 6, get aggressive, but such a good start and really smart pathing. Svenskeren underestimated him and did have to pay for it.
He's spotted out by a ward, and TSM appropriately back off. Don't want to burn any summoners early on as the pink that Honori drops now spots that. And 5 minutes in, TSM once again find themselves at a small deficit, but if this goes anything like game number 1, once TSM start looking for some rotations, looking for some neutral objectives,
Yeah.
they could tear this game apart.
Certainly could, and they always are going to have the ability to do that, but P1 has a lot of ways in this game. They have more clear objectives consistently look for those picks, look for the Rengar ults, and we'll see if they can play this comp a little bit better because of that.
Yeah.
And honestly, Mash and Gate are doing pretty well in this 2v2 so far, keeping it very even with that Karma advantage for the poke, and things looking good for P1 so far.
Yeah. Double Lift is actually the highest CS differential mid laner.
Oh, Pyrian's getting caught.
Only level 5,
Back
causes
off.
some damage onto Bjergsen. Svenskeren doesn't follow over the wall. Still no flash because of that early kill.
Inori only 1 camp away from 6 here. It's going to need another one after that Scuttler because it doesn't really give you that much XP. But one more camp, he'll be 6, so he wants to base buy. He's going to try to come out, probably get 6, and look for an early gank. And that first ultimate from Rengar is so massive. If you can get kills on that, you can really start to snowball it because that cooldown is very long at early levels. You really want to get things going and try to get that lead early.
Oh, Mash spell shields, but will eat the snare. They've got 4 summoner spells, and with Ignite on Gate,
coming. But this could actually end up being good for P1 if Sven went down there and there's an early 6 on Inori. Bjergsen's looking to make the roam, though.
He's also level 6. That's going to be Inori. If he smites, he will be able to get level 6, but
Mash very low.
Biofrost gets the tether. They're currently making it under turret. Gate will block. They spot out Bjergsen and Svenskeren on that pink ward.
And Inori is here N6. Bjergsen's going to have to back off. And will Inori now go for the play? Remember, this TSM bot lane has not based at all. They are very weak right now. This would be huge for Inori. He's going for it.
Cheating forward.
Will they spot it
Level
out?
5, he flashes forward. The bola is flashed by Biofrost.
Quick reactions there by Biofrost. Keeps him safe, and I feel like Inori should have done his leap before going for the bola, because if he leaps then flashes, he can actually catch up with him. Unfortunately, Zig maybe getting cut off here by Talia.
Yeah, Hanser gets over the wall, but Bjergsen drops the Unraveled Earth. They're able to get the kill.
Nice roam from Bjergsen, so it doesn't work in the bot lane, but he's able to execute in the top lane once again. Getting Hanser ahead here is so big.
Excellently timed play from TSM, evens it right back up. However, Mash, Gate, and now Pyrian. He ghosts down to the bottom lane.
Game.
There's
Pyrian
no flash.
Roam.
Double Lift is ignited. Gate takes a hit from the turret, but that's kill secured by Phoenix 1.
And Inori is here. They're actually looking to get Biofrost as well. Nice leap. Can he land the bola?
Oh, he kites it back.
He has
Up
another,
and
though. He's slowed.
There goes some more damage. That's a boomerang. Phoenix 1 are 3-1.
They are off to the races, looking good, but Sven is here. Talia's roaming down. Do TSM look for some counter engage? Remember, Hanser also has his TP, and the ward is there.
Teleport. Hanser's trying to collapse. There's the flash body slam. Inori's pinned against the wall. There's a teleport as well from Zig, but Inori has already fallen.
Rumble
Pyrian
ult available.
separated from his team. There's the equalizer. Svenskeren falls. It's 2-for-1 trade favoring TSM. And now they continue to chase forward onto Zig. He silenced himself. Mash eats some damage. Remember, he used his flash earlier. They're trying to chase down this kill. Gate to the rescue. That's a stun onto Hanser. They're dodging the zone control of Bjergsen, and Phoenix 1 are able to back away.
Nice play there by TSM, but it is match. They at least get a kill out of the deal, and P1 are getting aggressive. We talked about this is what they have to do.
Yeah.
They're looking good. They're looking scrappy, and they can compete mechanically in these fights. So here it is once more as that TP was coming in. Nice flash, double body slam. Pyrian did have that passive, though, and Inori trying his best to stay alive, does fall first, but Zig nailing the equalizer means they get a trade kill onto Svenskeren, and now it's just Hanser. They cannot answer this guy right now. Has so much early MR, and Mash is not even based at this point. Low on health, low on mana, so there's no chance of that turn kill. And Gate comes in with the save, but that will be that. Remember, it is Infernal on the table. Who's going to make the first move?
Inori's still on this bottom side, and now with his Thrill of the Hunt back up, he's going to have to be well aware that this could be a priority. Bjergsen's roaming towards that bottom side as blue buff spawns. A lot of vision for both teams to keep an eye on that side of the map. TSM doesn't want to give it up without a fight, but neither does Phoenix 1.
And Inori wants to look for another gank here with his ult and wants to go as quickly as he can, really, and try to prepare for this. Where will he look? There's no flash on Hanser. That is a possibility, but Hanser is going to be pretty tough to take down on this Trundle, so we'll see where he's going to go. Pyrian could be a good combo also, because if Pyrian's able to get locked down by the Malzahar ult, it's an easy bola, but they are looking top lane. Will they have the damage to actually go for Hanser? I don't know. It's going to be risky.
Inori with the challenging smite.
Trying to bait him in.
Zig just burning out some initial damage. Corrupting Potion not even used by Hanser yet. Still got 3 charges as he's healing up quite a bit.
The wave is pushing towards Zig here. So will Hanser actually sense this? He's kind of wondering, hey, well, why aren't you contesting the wave? Why aren't you going for that CS? You're kind of sitting back a little bit. That's strange. So he's sensing this. He reads it perfectly. Will back off, and that means Inori not able to get anything done.
Furion even feigning towards that side of the map is going to pull some pressure. Ooh, minion picked up, but that's a lot of trade down onto Phoenix One. Culling even being used for some initial harasses. Bjergsen wandering down with Sven Skaren.
They're looking for it again, but Inori is here for the counter gank, and here comes Furion. They're going to go for it.
Wall. Inori gets separated. He won't be able to catch up on the hunt.
They're trying to delay
this, clearing out the minion wave. The wall falls, but that's already a double kill for TSM. They're trying to run as fast as they can. Inori's on the chase.
Can he go for Bjergsen? Bjergsen has no flash. I think they're going to have to call it off.
Oh, and TSM pull off the dive. 2 kills.
So good by Bjergsen. He knows that the jungler could be coming, cuts them off completely. Perfect use of the Taliyah ultimate, nets them 2 kills under the turret, and if he hadn't done that, it could have been really bad for TSM, but there may be a face check.
Oh, Furion
They're going
gets
for double
the
lift.
Suppression, double lift. Oh my god, will he stay alive? No way, he goes down to Furion. Inori forces the flash out of Biofrost, but the Infernal Drake is stalled.
Yeah, that's perfect. They get the kill, they stop the Drake, exactly what P1 needed. They are falling a little bit behind in gold because, yes, TSM's macro game is a lot better, but still, here is that play. And look how close this actually was. The Rengar almost got in. If he was over here, this could have been a disaster for TSM, but they execute perfectly. You can see that it is being tanked up, and now Zig looking to get soloed out.
Oh, Hanser, he's got his flash, so too does Zig. They both flash. Equalizer's up for Zig. He drops it. Hanser eats a lot of damage. He's slowed. Oh, Zig solo kills on Hanser's greed.
Zig with the big outplay in P1. Capitalize on both sides of the map.
They take down that Infernal Drake and continue to fight it back. They've got a lot of cooldowns. Here comes Double Lift. Gate trying to block some damage in the front. Cask and Phoenix One escape with their lives.
That was so well done by Zig. He knew the flash would be coming for Hanser, so he waits till the very last second, anticipates it, gets away, slows him under the turret. What an outplay by Zig. And these are the kind of plays they need to give him that confidence and fight back in this series.
Phoenix One are trying to bring us to a game 3 here, as TSM only a 700 gold lead, but Bjergsen almost on cooldown. Roaming bottom. He doesn't even have the Weaver's Wall just yet, but he's taking the long way around.
Might not need it. He's getting in behind them. Are they aware? You can see the question mark pings coming here in mid lane. They know he's missing, but they're going to go for it.
See him now. There's a teleport being used, but Gate will go low. Mash. Oh, is able to escape. There's the Weaver's Wall. Bjergsen. Oh, cuts him off. Flash over the side. Here's Inori. Oh, and Inori turns onto Bjergsen. He's going to die. Shut down. Furion collapses on the Biofrost for another kill. And they continue to chase.
It. Double lift.
Double lift over the wall. Will escape with his life. But that's 2 for 1 favoring Phoenix One.
Gold is dead even. P1. This is what we're looking for. Proactive plays. They are being very reactive. They're doing a great job here, able to match TSM on these roams in a way that they could not even hope to do last game. So Bjergsen makes a great roam, Ash with a nice little play to stay alive, and Inori and Furion were fast on the roam, get the counter kills, and this is getting a little bit scary for TSM as these guys are getting pretty strong.
Yep, that's 2, 1, and 4 on that Rengar with a Tiamat now. Mash, ooh, dodges the knock-up and escapes with his life. And you know, it's not mid lane Sona, but this Rengar is working out really well for Phoenix One.
It's definitely not mid lane Sona.
Nope.
But Rengar looking good. They are going to get the flash out. So they even solo forcing the flash from Sven there with the ultimate trade. Great job. And we just got to keep seeing them be proactive. Warrior completed now. Tiamat done here as well. Let's watch this dive once more. Biofrost tanking up as much as possible to get the quick kill on the support, but Mash gets out. And now in goes Bjergsen. He wants this. Look at this. Spell shield on the first Q. Dodges out to the side. In comes Inori. And Bjergsen realizes, oops, I made a mistake. And at the same time, Furion arrives, taking out Biofrost. May want to go for the juicier target, but still gets the guaranteed kill and the flash from Double Lift. And as you pick up more and more CDR on this Rengar, you can start to snowball kills very quickly. You continuously go for those ultimates, and as you can see, ultimate available once again.
Inori doing so much for this Phoenix One squad.
Yeah.
Very late to join the team, but doing a lot of work ever since he started showing up.
And one thing that TSM needs to do more of to actually counteract this Rengar is get deep vision. You cannot necessarily react in time once you already see the question mark over your head, you know, that exclamation point that warns you of the Rengar. You need to be able to see, hey, okay, he's on the bot side. He just did Gromp, gotta watch out. Or hey, he just did Wraith, gotta watch out. You need that deep vision. They have not been able to get that just yet, which has led to a lot of success we've been seeing from Inori.
So far, TSM's vision has been stymied by Phoenix One, trying to get some deeper wards, and Ori on the hunt, but Bjergsen will be spotted out!
What a
That is a wombo combo if I've ever seen one.
Wow, pull the trigger! That was so good. Pyrion flashes forward, uses a ghost, nails the ultimate, they delete Bjergsen, and they're looking topside.
That Rift Herald's still going to be up for about 4 more minutes. This would be huge if they could gift it over to any one of their solos, but here comes TSM to contest this.
Yeah, this is where they may be overreaching. Can they actually do this? The Voidlings are tanking it up. They smartly back off.
Yeah, the AI does reset that Rift Herald. Meanwhile, Mash catches back up in the mid lane, finishing off that Essence Reaver as Gate has found Biofrost. He's got Flash and Exhaust. So he's perfectly safe. Knows that Pyrion doesn't have that follow-up, but oh, Rift Herald is picked up. They're even going to gift it over to Inori. This is Phoenix One putting the moves on TSM.
They're looking good. They're actually up a little bit of gold here. TSM, you know, still very much in it, but here is that play once again. No chance for Bjergsen to react, and Sven even trying to ultimate peel. They did everything they could, but there was no way for them to react. That was just way too fast. TSM, though, looking to take the turret, evens up the gold. Actually going to go in the gold advantage as they get 2 at the same time.
Yeah, poorly timed recall from Zig means that he misses out defending that top tier 1. And that's going to be TSM 2 turrets to 1 with a large minion wave in this bottom lane. Looks like Phoenix One are trying to trade for the mid-tier 1, though. As
looking for the dive again.
Pressure forward. There is the dive on the hunt, but they're cornered. This is Phoenix One trying to stay alive, but TSM cleanly dive and they get to. There's a huge equalizer. Zig is doing some work, but he's not able to get any kills. There's one, and Ori hops in late. Is he trying to clean this up? A double kill. Oh my gosh, finally goes down.
Malzahar's coming. He could look for the cleanup.
Hanser zoning away as best he can. That Void Shift is going to stall quite a bit. Now it's finally been popped. They can kill him if they can catch him, but Pyrion tries to turn it around. On top of the Unraveled Earth, he killed him over the wall. He's continuing to chase suppression on the double it. There's no knockup, double it falls. That's 4 for 5. What a fight.
And TSM, they do come out on top, especially with the turrets. They're getting another one, but that was crazy. And Inori and Pyrion making the best of a bad situation as TSM is just picking on Mash and Gate time and time again. They cannot deal with these Taliyah ults, and no way for them to escape again. Sivir has no dash, no chance to get out. They delay admirably, though. Look how much damage they're blocking. They're trying to get the return damage out. Zig comes in, huge amount of damage put down, but oh my god, does he ever die fast. And now in goes Inori. 1 kill picked up. Flashes for the second, has double it very low. And Pyrion played this so well. So yes, Hunter is in his face, but he knows Bjergsen is the juicy target. So look at him go for the Q over the wall here, and he's able to actually pick it up on Bjergsen, nails the Q, the Voidlings clean it up, then says, oh hey, double lift, you're looking pretty juicy, picks up another kill, and really did the best that he possibly could have here.
Yeah, taking a look at the carries for Phoenix One as they clean up this top tier 1 turret, trading it over for that Cloud Drake in the bottom side of the map. 4, 2, and 6 on Inori. 6, 2, and 3 on Pyrion. And despite all of the roams bottom, all of the ganks from Bjergsen and Svenskeren, Mash has only died twice.
Yeah, and he's staying relevant, right? He has almost equal farm. He's doing great. Inori's looking, but he steps on pink. Still, he has a lot of CDR at this point, and with the level 2 ultimate, the cooldown is really not that bad anymore. It's, you know, it's only a minute, so he can, you know, kind of look for these and scout it out. And does have to be careful, but almost has the Ghost Blade done, and that is where things are going to get really frightening for some of these carries on TSM.
Yeah, Mash, ooh, caught overextending. Spell Shield soaks a lot. They're going to try to body block here. There's a knock-up. Bjergsen's got the wall. Meanwhile, they collapse onto Hanser in the river. Subjugate to try to keep himself alive, but he falls, and Nori with another kill. There goes the Weaver's Wall. They're trying to separate Phoenix One, and they succeed. Zig will kite it back as best he can. Still got the equalizer. Remember, Mash is out of this fight.
And this fight has gone so long that wait much longer, and Inori's going to have that Rengar ultimate once more. They could potentially look for a counter gauge, but Mash needs to get down to bot lane, clean that up, try to heal here, and they want to hold on to this mid lane turret. It's about how much can TSM get on the back end of this fight.
Yeah, and despite the Weaver's Wall separating Phoenix 1, TSM can't take the fight. And here that is again, Mash just overextending.
Yeah, so Mash does get caught out here, but he's able to have a nice dodge out. He flashes the ultimate, and oops, here comes Pyrion in on to Haunter. Has the combo, EW, ultimate to refresh. He lands the Q afterwards, triple refresh there, and they are able to clean up another kill, and then they did escape using some summoners, but still playing it very well, playing calmly, and they're able to match TSM pretty well in these fights, and they have a team fight comp that is very powerful. Malzahar should outpace Bjergsen, in these team fights. It really should be more powerful in the strip 5.
Mash is caught once again. He's juking around the
Nori's coming, Nori's coming.
God, he's putting on the moves for Haunter. And Nori nukes Haunter.
Nori just dunked Haunter right there. And where did you go? It's a disappearing act from the Rengar.
Mash with the sidesteps on top of the pillar avoids that terrifying Ravenous Hydra Trundle. And TSM, they're now pressuring that top side. They saw Nori bottom.
Yeah, and they actually see him on the Wolf Spirit again here, so they know that someone's down there. But it would be way too risky to start this up, especially with the amount of magic damage and AoE that there is between Malzahar and Rumble. Baron Pit can be a death trap.
Yeah. TSM setting up a death bush here.
Yeah.
Got some vision over the wall, but Phoenix 1 trying to play it safe. This blue buff. All of Phoenix 1 are taking the long way around. They don't have vision of this.
They could pop the Rengar ult if they're really nervous.
Oh, here goes the Inspired Defiance. Zig is
in.
split apart by the Weaver's Wall. He's pinned into the corner. Svenskeren will lock him down. Equalizer on top
Mash
of
is here,
himself.
though.
Zig is buying time. Mash over the wall, but that Zig going down. Double lift is taking a lot, but gets denied. And Nori trying to come in. Turns on the Biofrost, but he's not quite able to follow it up. It's fighting on two fronts, and Phoenix 1 are cleaning up with the Norian Gate. That's a flash from Bjergsen, but he will fall. Triple kill, and Pyrion is able to clean up on the far side. Phoenix 1 are winning these fights.
Nori has just been a monster here. And
he's got him.
He's going to get cleaned up as well. They just got to take it slow, chase him down. Okay, maybe he's out. Take it back.
Playing it safe, playing it safe. Oh, he's buying time. The tier 2 on the opposite side. Phoenix 1 are rushing it down. With those respawn timers, they're going to be able to get it. And suddenly, Phoenix 1 have got a 2,000 gold lead over TSM.
P1 pulling out all the stops here, and let's watch this one once more. It was a beautiful start by TSM, but Zig, he is able to watch them all funnel in, gets good initial damage. The overlap of the Rumble and the Brawl holds them there, and now Pyrion, he's getting a lot of damage out here. Look at Nori, this is key. He flashes into the bush, gets the reset. He's able to jump back out. Another jump here, right back onto Bjergsen. Bjergsen flashes over, but another jump from him. And he's playing this Rengar to perfection. Look how little health he had, and that was through an exhaust. Now ultimates pop. He was looking for double lift, sees their support, gonna back off.
9, 2, and 6 right now. This Rengar is huge. Pyrion, 7, 2, and 5. Phoenix 1 showing they've got more than just a Zerg strategy. With this assassin Rengar coming out of the night, and TSM are caught unawares.
They are looking good, and this is one hell of a game so far. Very exciting stuff. And it wasn't much longer into the game that TSM actually ended the last one. We're 24 minutes in, and Phoenix 1 are not only sticking around, they're actually leading this game. So TSM want to take this very seriously. They cannot take this team lightly, and they're going to need to pull out some stops. They're looking to sneak the Baron.
They're trying to take it over the wall right now. Svenskeren and Double Lift are doing work. There's no vision. Ping's now going down. There's a blue trigger for Mash, but he's on the top side of the map. 6,000 health.
It's going down slowly.
5.
They see it's happening.
4.
They know
Here
it's
comes
happening.
Phoenix 1. It's at 4,000 health already. Do they try to commit? Double Lift. He's caught in the back of the pit. Knock up onto Svenskeren, and Nori's chasing up with Pyrion. Svenskeren goes down. That's the smite. And Nori in the pit is healing up quite a bit. That's another kill. Phoenix 1 just gets her double kill. 3 people are dead. Bjergsen is zoned away. Haunter is dead. 4 members of TSM are gone.
Are you kidding me? It's a clean ace for P1. They turn to the Baron, and they are looking to play spoiler here to TSM. 11-2 on the Rengar. Nori is putting on a clinic.
This is amazing. Phoenix 1 are keeping pace with the best team in the league right now. With this Baron buff, they're finally going to be able to break down this mid-tier 1 turret.
6,000 gold lead, make it 7. They can pick up the dragon on the way out, or even push for more. We'll see what they decide to go for. They want to get the tier 2 mid. Inori moving towards dragon. They can pick up everything.
I feel like I'm watching Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets right now. This Phoenix is wrecking the Basilisk that is TSM. Inori cleaning up that Drake on the far side.
Has this completed Hydra, 3 items, lots of gold to spend when he bases 2. He has another 2K in the bank, and this Rengar is becoming a terror. He's almost at level 16. He's picking up, a lot of these trophies. He's actually at 18 of his Bone Tooth Necklace stack. So let's see this fight once more. TSM goes for the risky sneak, and they get punished. The 2-man Baron is very slow at this stage. Period. In on Svenskeren. They delete the jungler, meaning TSM has to bail out. No chance of going for this anymore. And double it too far forward. He gets taken down. Zig drops the equalizer to slow down Bjergsen, as Inori is just absolutely shredding Hanser, and Zig able to clean up the mid laner on the top side. But yeah, when he hits that 20 Bone Tooth Necklace stacks, it's actually very, very big, because you get double move speed during your ultimate. So he's almost not only at rank 16 of this ult, but he almost has that double move speed, which means it's so hard to get away, and he is looking.
There he goes on cooldown, using it for vision at this point to try to scout out any weaknesses from TSM, who, as you can see, are now all grouped up. They do not want to be caught out. Double pinks, just in case the first one wasn't enough.
Gotta be twice as sure.
Yep.
It's like double quilted toilet paper, why not?
Extra safety, there's the Weaver's Wall, and Phoenix 1 backs up against the wall.
Inori's going for the base.
Oh, they're trying to trade this out, trying to stall, but that's going to be mashed. Flashing, Svenskeren will drop. Gate is pinned against the pillar, but he will go down. 1-for-1 trade, but the inhibitor is going down. There's the equalizer. Zig comes in late, exhaust stalls. Hanser kiting it out with the Malefic Visions, burning him down, along with those Voidlings. He's barely able to escape.
Inori's going for the Nexus
Oh my god,
turret.
is he trying to end the game right here and now? TSM are racing back. He's only got 3 minions. Oh my god, he's actually doing it!
No, there's another minion wave coming in. He's popping the Ghost Blade. He's actually going for the end. Can TSM get back in time? I don't think they realize what's happening.
Rushing down right now.
He
The
may
last
end
next
it.
turn. Teleport being
It's
used.
too late. It's too late. It's going to go down before the TP comes in.
Cancelled. Match gets the kill. Inori's on the Nexus. I cannot believe it.
This could be
Phoenix
it.
won. They're able to spoil TSM off the back of Inori. Another kill. But the Nexus falls. 12, 2, and 7. Phoenix 1 defeat TSM.
Inori, this game is the stuff of legends. 12, 2, and 7. He solo takes the Nexus from TSM. It does not get any better than that.
A legacy has just been born in Nori's Rengar.
Wow.
What did we just witness?
One of the most exciting games of League in a long time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Phoenix won. Oh my god. We talked about how instrumental Inori is. That is there's no words.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely incredible. What more can you say? Inori and Purian putting out a 2-man show, but everyone was really involved in.
Yeah.
Their bot lane getting picked on so heavily stays not only relevant, but they actually end the game up in CS.
Yeah.
They're doing extremely well for themselves, and this Rengar and Malzahar doing work across the map. So impressed with these guys, especially after how game 1 looked. A lot of teams would have rolled over and died, and they do the very opposite from the very start. Inori gets the outplay on Sven and off to the races. This guy was a terror on Rengar.
Definitely was. And it really seemed like Phoenix 1 were able to identify TSM's strategy.
Yeah.
You've got Bjergsen roaming down with the Weaver's Wall, Svenskeren roaming down as well, and using each of those opportunities to stall, to buy time, and even turn kills around time and again, keeping pace with objectives, keeping pace in kills. Incredible.
The way that Gate was actually able to delay in so many of those fights, Unbreakable used perfectly, his ultimate used perfectly, delays, allows the team to hit these roams and always get something out of the fight. So incredible stuff. So excited by that.
Absolutely. But to take a closer look at that Phoenix 1 victory, we're going to check in with our analysts.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. A 17-game winning streak broken for TSM by Phoenix 1 here in Game 2 of this series. You know, everybody walking into this one was saying, oh, this will be a 2-0, especially after the first game. Especially after the first game, we're looking at this going, all TSM has to do, just run, just do it one more time, right? It looked so clean the first game, but Phoenix 1 here, starting in the draft, throwing curveballs at TSM. They're not going to let them breathe during this game.
I think there were a couple interesting things in the draft. First off, just the team comp for P1. We had said that they obviously struggle when they have these like low engage teams, and when they have an easier like press R engage, like an Ashe, a Sivir, a Hecarim, whatever. This time they get it with the Sivir and the Rengar, and you saw that they were able to make so many more plays around the map. And the other thing that I look at is TSM last picking the Lucian. I feel like you already saw P1's bot lane pretty early on. They can take the Lucian, hide the Trundle, and look for a better comp. I honestly don't think that would have changed the game too much, but it just seems like a draft mistake to me.
I think they were just looking to snowball the game, and maybe this is where complacency comes in. There's a lot of plays where they look like they're going to snowball the early game, but there's just a lot of mistakes in general. But the draft for P1 was actually really solid coming back into the next series or the next game, because they kind of just threw out everything out the window. It's like, all right, we're going to go full solo queue. We're going to press R on Malzahar, press R on Rumble, like press R on Rengar, good Rengar jungling by Nori. Like, there's just so many things to talk about.
Yeah, very much so. And as you see here on your screen, a quiet TSM being talked to by their coach Weldon right now. This is a blow they haven't felt in quite some time. As I mentioned, 17-game winning streak. So they haven't even dropped the game in quite a few weeks now. The whole readjustment, not that these players aren't familiar with being in a best of series and dropping a game. They haven't gone through it in a while. So this whole, I have to assess what went exactly wrong, especially against a team and a composition that they definitely have not played against prior to this, is definitely going to be a task for them here in this 10-minute turnaround.
I feel like comp, regardless, there's a lot of really, really big blunders. Now, I know it's going to sound like I'm downplaying P1, because P1, they played it well, but there was a lot of really bronze mistakes that we saw in this game. But other than that, what's really important for TSM is that how they take this loss. Like, they're not going to, if they're like truly the top team, they're going to not tilt. They're just going to go into the next game, play solidly, and not do a lot of dumb stuff.
Well, and that's the thing. And then Phoenix 1 on your screens now. The question is, how will they use this win? How will they use the momentum of this victory moving into Game 3? That's for us to figure out. But I want to talk about some of the mistakes that you mentioned, Dyrus. The fact that TSM, even if we remove Phoenix 1's good play, still had many things that they can criticize in their own play. And this starts 7:50 into the game. A 3-for-2 Phoenix 1 bot lane dive. TSM not respecting the roams.
Right, you have to know this is coming. Talia just went top, and TSM is under the turret with a wave crashing, and they knew Rengar was bot side just prior to this. And then once Doublelift dies for sticking under a turret, you shouldn't have. Biofrost just tries to walk back up, and once again, here comes Nori now, and he's on top of you.
And there's no flash.
Right, and Bio didn't have flash that whole time, whereas at least like Doublelift had his summoners. Here, there's no excuse for trying to walk up there, but good on TSM for trying to turn this back and not letting plays get away unpunished. This is a long chase down. They have a deep ward, and Trundle's going to TP in. It's not even that deep of a ward. It's kind of in the forward brush, but they're able to turn this.
Because of the good play top by Bjerg, Hanser was able to use his TP for bottom and still be a little bit stronger than Rumble here, and they were just able to turn this. Although they didn't play it perfectly here and probably could have got more, it was a really good punish to the overextension.
Yeah, so they do salvage a little bit here on the back end of this replay. Dyrus, though, now I want to come back to you and ask you what other of the mistakes that you saw from TSM this game that you specifically would like to see them shore up quicker or sooner rather than later?
Well, starting with that staying bottom where Doublelift and Biofrost were like overconfident, because it's like one of those things where your pressure's top side, time to play safe bot side. P1 made a really good calculated play by punishing them bottom. It's really, really nice to see that even the lower teams are able to make that decision making where, oh, we can punish here, instead of maybe they're not being used to being punished there.
Yeah.
But anyways, there's a lot of like free deaths. For example, Hanser could have had a solo kill on Ziggs top. There's a couple of kills where the team would overextend, and if they just let their teammate slowly kill him, they could have got it. It was more like it felt like they were very overconfident, and they weren't the same TSM from last game. But on the other side of the coin, P1 had a lot of good engage, like Mark said, talking about team comps and such.
Well, I think a good point that Dyrus had when we were watching was that there was initial blue buff invade from Sven that turned bad and he died. And I think, normally when you see Gragas Rek'Sai, Gragas is going to have pressure for a lot of that early game, pre-6, and then you have to start worrying about the Rengar ganks. And to have the game already start falling off the rails even that early is a bad sign. And I think you were pointing out that like they seemed off after that for the whole rest of the game.
So, before we move on, so when Sven died there, They still made the 4-man play bottom, but the next plays they made bottom, like, they didn't play around the jungler pressure. And that's because Gragas was slightly behind of Rengar because of the first blood. And that's where Inori's great play comes in.
Well, and you mentioned overconfidence maybe for TSM, whether it's overconfidence or overreaching 24 minutes into the game, attempting a Baron here, a sneaky Baron with just 2 members. They get caught out by Phoenix One and tremendously punished in a full ace plus Baron for Phoenix One.
I personally think they don't need to go for this play. If you're confident you're a better team, this is like a cheesy, well, we're losing the game, we'll probably lose anyways play. But I don't think the game was at that state yet. And as soon as they get caught out here and seen by P1, it's basically over. You have Sivir, Rengar chase down, Rumble ult, you're pinned in the pit. I mean, I know Lucian can kind of dash out, but it's so easy for P1 to get on top of you there that once you're seen, the play is busted, and it's really hard to salvage. So I think it was just a little unnecessary to look for that.
I think it was one of those mindsets where it's like, oh no, we're losing, we're going to get outscaled. Right. To make a decisive play to come back into the game, which is correct, but it might have not been that moment yet. But it might have been better for them to like do it that way, to like clear their minds and reset, because the only thing that's going to allow them to have a disadvantage in the series is if they tilt really hard.
Exactly, and Phoenix One pick up a big advantage there. The next kind of example of maybe tilt that we saw was the weird decision making from TSM to try and engage and catch somebody out bot lane and allow Inori to solo finish the game by pushing up that mid inhib. So once again, it just like they made this decision that our only way back in is to catch these 3 members out on the bot side. That's not the case, and they pay for it.
Right. I think at that point you are in a lot of trouble.
For sure.
Yeah. So I understand trying to make something happen and maybe ruin their Baron buff if you're able to get a pick and push out sideways, but it didn't work out that way. I see the idea that they were thinking. It's just that didn't quite work how they planned it, obviously. But I do think that Baron play was a little forced. You can maybe try and split the Trundle and move the Taliyah over. You have this global option, and they didn't go for that.
So uncharacteristic kind of lapse in judgment from TSM here. Do have to talk about player of the game, Inori on that Rengar. One, whipping out the new champion here. That's definitely going to throw some people for a loop. And beyond that first kind of, botched gank, played this champion very well. We had multiple fights where he, as an assassin, was actually 1v3ing people.
Right. I think the best example of that was the one where TSM set a brush camp up in the top river, cut off the Rumble, and then he comes flying in after TSM used a bunch of abilities and just starts bopping people one after the other and using brush to brush to brush to finally end up on top of Bjergsen and kill him. It was a very impressive.
Have you run into Inori's Rengar?
Very long ago. And I did see a tweet from him where he got Korean Challenger before he left, so very solid Rengar, it looks like. It was one of those things where he just positioned really well, while TSM kind of tunneled all into one target, whereas the Rumble or the Malzahar, and then they just use their ults, and Inori kind of cleans up.
I absolutely love it. The Rengar is peering right over
the
your
camera
shoulder.
shot.
It was so great. It was like, as you're talking about it, you literally have a Rengar about to jump out at you from the bush. Well, that's game 2, but we have ourselves a series. Stick around, because we'll return with the game-deciding game between TSM and Phoenix One. We'll be right back.
Hehe XD.
I'll give it a Hehe XD too, dude.
Run left.
Oh my
I got you, run left.
Trundle no flash. Nice. Mid flash.
It's fighting on 2 fronts, and Phoenix One are cleaning up with Inori and Gate. That's a flash from Bjergsen, but he will fall.
Lucian. No dashi. Run, Trundle. He got slow. Nice. Trundle. Let's go.
Rushing down right now. The last next turn. Teleport being used.
It's too late. It's going to go down before TP comes in.
Cancelled match gets the kill. Inori's on the Nexus. I cannot believe it.
This could be it.
Phoenix One. They're able to spoil TSM off the back